Hey YouTube, we back with you guessed it, another YouTube video. And so this video we will talk about the youth again and how we can help them in a positive way. And so the reason why I'm so adamant about the youth, because they are the future, whether we want to admit that or not, that is the next generation. And if we don't invest in our youth, we're not gonna make it. And so I enjoy these talks about the youth, but the youth can be dangerous. So I don't just want you to kind of be like, I want to help kids and I'm going to help kids, because a lot of pastors have reached out to the youth, a lot of other people who had a heart to help the youth, and they killed them, And so we really have to, when we reach out, we have to protect ourselves as well, because they are a vulnerable population, because some of them are mentally unstable, some of them are on street drugs, they're drinking, they're doing all these type of things. The brain is not fully developed. And so you can't just rush out to help someone without kind of weighing the pros and the cons and the options. You really have to be kind of skilled in that. And so the reason why I wanted to reach out to the youth is because I've been in the medical field for 13 years. I was a CNA, then I was a PCT, then I was a phlebotomist, and I went to school for health information technology. So, I've kind of been in that arena. I've helped with kids with disabilities. I've helped with adults with disabilities. So I kind of have a broad spectrum or range in my not in my mental health, but in my healthcare career. And so I'm leery as well to, help the youth who I know, struggle and have problems. So when we approach a vulnerable population whose brain isn't fully developed, and they may be impulsive, they're used to doing things a certain way and getting a reaction that they want. And so what I've been seeing is, a lot of people in the jails being attacked by the youth, and people in the adult jails being attacked, like the officers and stuff like that. We begin to start to see a trend and a problem that's happening, because, people don't want to go to work and be attacked. But if people keep calling off and stuff like that, that's what's gonna happen. People don't want to be locked up and caged up like animals. Now, I've never been to jail, thank God, and that's by the mercy and grace of God. But the living conditions, they said, is very bad. And so, when people start to, like, that's the thing I was talking about. When people start to feel like I'm not safe here, or you not listening to me, they get into this kind of mode that you gonna listen if I got to make you listen. You know what I mean? And so when we get to start seeing people calling off work and stuff like that, we start to see that the other employees are not either going to engage or help, or they may start to leave as well, because when you go to work, you don't want to be attacked. You know what I mean? So we have to put systems in place in these jails to stop them from being overly aggressive. And so that's why I said they need a mental health check, and they need to be on the medication they need to be on, because that may be what saves their life. That may be what saves someone else's life. If the people who are struggling saying, I have a problem, or some people may not say I have a problem, they just may continue to do these behaviors because everybody is not able to express their feelings. Some people don't even know how they feel. And so when we begin to see these repetitive behaviors, these red flags, we have to know that these are signs. These are warning signs that something is happening. I have a problem, you know. And so when you begin to see that, you start to think that, you know, we need to change some of the system of how we treat people with mental health and how we treat criminals. Because a career criminal is someone with a mental health problem. Someone who wants to continuously stay in jail and do wrong all the time is having mental health problems. And so we have to treat them as such. And so I'm going to go back to my psych ward stay. So when I was in a psych ward, I had a lot of thoughts coming in my mind, you know, rushing in my mind, which is normal because, you know, I'm there for a reason. And so when I was taking my medication, all those impulsive thoughts I was having, I could not act on them. And so I would, you know, when I would talk to my mom, I would say it was like I had invisible handcuffs on. And so that was proper because now I can decide that my impulsiveness is not what I should be doing. I should not be thinking about this. I should not be thinking about this. And so what stopped me from doing impulsive behaviors was the invisible handcuffs that the psychiatric medicine did. Because when you release these people without their proper care and medication, you know, sometimes you release them back to their family and they go and kill their family members. Now, these is people that's trying to help them. But when they in that mental state, they don't see them as trying to help them. They see them trying to hinder them. And so then we get to see these criminals, you know, just struggling mentally. And so this is really a mental health crisis. This is a humanitarian crisis. This is something that needs to be addressed. This is the next pandemic. You know, we don't want a bunch of mentally unstable children or adults walking the streets and in survival mode, and we're not. You know what I mean? And so that's why all these gun laws is coming in place and stuff like that. But I can't carry a gun because I went to the psychiatric ward. You know, I think you got to have 5 years or something like that. And so you get to see how certain people can't protect themselves. And, you know, once you've been in jail, you can't carry a gun. I think if you have a felony or whatever. So now you are sitting duck with somebody who don't care about the law, who is going to carry a gun because he don't care about going back to jail. But now you done started a family with your wife and your kids. You can't protect them, or you going to jail if something happen. So these laws really need to be addressed because we are, you know, either we have to break the law, or, you know, we either die if someone who's mentally unstable tries to harm us. And no one wants to live like that. No one wants to feel like every day I walk outside, it could be my last day. You know, I want to think positive thoughts. I want to be happy. I have my own things going on. And so when you're in that survival mode in the hood, this is what Tupac talked about when he was saying that we had to arm ourselves with these people because they are totally out of their mind. You know what I mean? And so when the police come, you know, they have what they need for the people in the hood. But we do not. And we got the beats. You know, the police go home and they, you know, go to their own neighborhood and stuff like that. But the people who live in these areas with these loose cannons, you know, we not safe. You know what I mean? And so we really need to evaluate that. And so what I'm saying is not to target the youth or the people with mental illness. What I'm saying is to help them in a way that couples mental health, physical health, and some type of artistic outlet that they can release their emotions with. because emotions have to be released. But if we can change the way they release the emotions, we can change them from being negative. We can change them from being negative. If I tell you, you know, you saying, I'm feeling really like this, or I'm feeling really like that, I'm feeling anxious or whatever, I can just give you some anxiety medicine, put you in a booth, or give you something to paint, or do something like that. And then we can begin to see things change. But we have to get ahead of this problem. And so I will show you another one of my paintings that I am working on. I'm not quite finished with, but I do want to show it. And so this is my angel series. And so I have all the angels coming, and then I have them coming through a portal. So I'm not really good at painting different things. So it's kind of like sci-fi. So I'm really eager to see, you know, what it comes out to be. So I'm just going to show you again. So I got about 19 angels coming. And so I'm just trying to get finished painting that, and, you know, just try to push my artwork. So if you ever want to support me, I will drop my Cash App. If you ever want to donate so that I can give someone a free class, I do need art supplies. I do need painting supplies. So that is it, and I will see you in the next video. Bye.